Good day, friends. Thank you for being here with us today. I'm Brad. This is my friend Heather. Today we're going to talk to you about fundraising, one of the most exciting topics in the not-for-profit industry. Now more than ever, because of the recent tax law change, we have to reconsider our fundraising efforts. And Heather is going to walk us through some tips that can help you reconsider how you go about fundraising.
Thanks, Brad. So today we're going to talk about 5 tips for not-for-profit fundraising that you might have thought about before, might not have, but we're going to go through them and it might help you out a little bit in your strategies and your campaigns. So the first one I want to touch on is make sure your message is relevant and genuine. I can't stress enough for not-for-profits. Everyone out there is doing such great things, so many amazing missions, so many things that you're providing, services, programs, research, all these things. You have great stories to tell. So make sure that you're telling those stories, tapping into those who you might be helping. Maybe you have children who could really speak your mission and what you're doing and what you're giving. And just make sure that that's the thing that you're sharing so you can hook into people and they're really gonna buy into your message and what you're sharing with the public. So the second thing I wanna talk about is make sure that you're reaching your donor pools correctly. There's so many generations out there, whether you have your matures who are like my grandparents, baby boomers who were like our parents, you have the Gen X, who's that group right in between millennials and baby boomers. Then you have millennials like us.
Like us.
And then you also have Gen Z, who are the younger kids, maybe in grade school, just being born right now. So of course, those communications, when you talk to them, are gonna be slightly different. I, as a millennial, might be more apt to participate in an event and give back that way, maybe raise a little fundraising to help that effort, whereas
someone like my grandma, Mimi, who's one of the greatest human beings on earth, may just contribute to you because you're a nice person.
You picked up the phone, you sent her a letter, she writes a check to every organization. We all want Mimi.
Boom.
The third thing I want to talk about is make sure you're using your correct platforms and software to really maximize your campaign. So whether you're looking at doing some crowdfunding, do a little research to see, is there a free platform that works for you? Maybe there's something that's a small minimal fee that gets taken out from every donation. Also think about a CRM. How are you tracking all of the information for your donors? For you as a not-for-profit, email addresses, mailing addresses, phone numbers, that's gold to you. So are you making sure that you always have those in-house and you can easily update those? Also think about different demographics. What's their generation? What's their gender identity? Where do they live? All of these things are great tools and information that you can use to really target your campaign and shoot your message to them in a way that's really gonna resonate to them. Fourth thing, make sure you are saying thank you.
Thank you.
I cannot thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It feels great. I'm a millennial. I like telling people that.
I like it. But make sure that you're saying thank you. Everyone wants to be thanked for what they're giving back. When you're saying thank you, results and statistics show that people are more apt to donate because you sent the thank you, and actually, there's some people who actually will give more than their initial contribution because of that thank you. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you is so important. And the fifth and final thing I want to share with you as a tip, evaluate your campaign. Whether you look at each campaign individually or at the end of the year you're sitting with your board and you're going through everything that you've done, make sure you're looking at those. Are things working? Are things not working? Maybe you could have done something differently, and don't be afraid to change. I think so many companies, whether you're a for-profit and not-for-profit, everyone is stuck in what they know and they're comfortable with it. It's okay to think outside the box and do things a little differently because you never know how that might help your revenue streams and gain new donors and long-time legacy donors as well.
And now more than ever, it's important. And then from everyone's favorite part, the accounting side of things, when you go through these changes, you have to be very conscious about changing your internal controls as well. So as an example, let's assume you started using a Donate Now button on your website. If you use that Donate Now button on your website, you have to be conscious about how that flows through to your internal systems, and is it an automated process or a manual process, and do you have the same level of control checks as if someone sent a check to your office? Secondary to that, it's very important to fully understand whether you're restricting your money or not restricting your money. I find often not that an organization may put a restriction on their website, but may not realize how that flows through their books and records, or may not have an appropriate control in place to capture a restriction. And you may want to reconsider whether you put a restriction through a donation or not. So very important things to think about. Think about your data analytics, as Heather mentioned last. Evaluate your campaign, and that's where data analytics come in. what story does that data that you've captured tell you, and how do you purport that so that you can increase your mission, increase your exposure, and really get the most out of that campaign? Because let's be honest, sometimes campaigns can be expensive, and so you want to maximize your revenue and everything of the like.
So with these 5 tips and a little bit about the financial side of it, what you need to think about, we hope that this gives you just a quick platform to kind of think through your campaigns. And of course, as always at Withum, we're always here to help you if there's any questions, if you want help implementing anything, or just kind of going through a process and mapping it out for you. Or from the financial side, maybe you want us to come in and help look at your cyber controls or your internal control policies. We're always here to help, so please don't hesitate to reach out.